Good evening, everyone. It's the day after the night before, and we're running a little bit late tonight. We're in Fergie time, but I'm delighted to be joined by a tracksuited Mr. B.
What's happening, man? You good? I hope you're doing all right, man.
Yeah, I'm good. How was your day?
It's long. It's long. Wednesday's this training day, so it is what it is. It is what it is.
But I
you
mean, you
wake up,
must
you
be.
got- Say
I
again?
was. Were you not buzzing like all
Yeah,
day,
all
thinking
day,
about
all day.
Edison and?
Yeah. Last night, I went through. I read as much as I could read on listening to as much videos as I could, and then this morning it was the same. I went into work this morning to people trying to poo-poo the result. I fucked them off, mate.
Yeah.
It was no problem to me. I'm still buzzing. Yeah, it's Barnsley. That's what I keep hearing, but we don't put seven past anybody. And I'm sure we've played teams worse than Barnsley since Ten Hag's been there. So I'm taking it. I'm taking it.
Me too. I sort of feel this is what's been taken away from us recently is an absolute battering, like of really going out and showing what United is. Fast, aggressive. You can't live with the movement. All of that wonderful stuff. But we've also got to chat to the comments, and we've got Matty Bassett. Hello, Matty. How are you? Let us know if you guys are getting carried away, because you should be. All right, Titanium guys. I have a joke.
Oh God.
What is a drug addict's favorite kind of comedy, Mr. B?
Oh God. I have no idea. No.
One-liners.
For fuck's sake. Well done. Well done.
Well done.
I don't know what else to say to that one. That was Yabba-esque, boy. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, here's someone who's completely addicted to something, which is supporting us on YouTube. It's Steph Griffith. How are you, Steph? Big yourself up as well. Spurs are getting run through currently. What's the score? Bilal is bigging up Stephanie as well. One Premier League in 32 years. Aristocrats, more like. Elite Baller, I am polystyrene. That's probably to do with I am titanium. And it's Bart. Hello, Bart. How are you? I'm sure you're quaking in your boots that United are back. Oh, Matty, we played Barnsley. Very good performance, but let's not get carried away.
I'm getting carried away, mate.
Yeah, you carry me away, Mr. B.
Yeah,
I want to get carried away.
Listen, mate, it doesn't happen very often. I understand it's Barnsley, but it's momentum. Yeah, the forwards are now realizing what it feels like to hit the back of the net, and they're actually passing to each other for a change.
I know. Do you know what I was so pleased about is that we did the eye test the day before, and there was lots of things we spoke about, and one of them was I was having a go at Ericsson for not running into space when it was there, and he did it yesterday.
Even in the 90th minute, yeah, he kept on going. He kept on going yesterday.
It was brilliant. We saw all those rondos. We saw overloading to isolate. It was, look at this. Coventry 1, Spurs 0. 3 0-0s out of 4 in the Champions League at the moment. Boring. Well, just stick here because I'm not going to lie to you, boys. There's not a lot of news, but I've come up with some games that we can play tonight. And right, the first game, which is we'll go through the news and I'll come back to it. I'll give you all a bit of time to think about this. You are allowed to sign one player for United at any point in Premier League history, from the Premier League or from abroad, but they have to go into the team at the time. So if you sign Zinedine Zidane, he's replacing Paul Scholes. If you sign Patrick Vieira, he's probably replacing Keane. Ronaldinho, he's going to go and place Ronaldo. So I want you all to think about it, because I've got the right answer. But I want you all to think about what time we needed that signing and who it should have been. And the second thing we're going to do is all of you are going to give me a five-a-side team from Manchester United players of the Premier League. But you're only going to give me 4 players because you're in that five-a-side team as well. And you're playing my five-a-side team and you're not going to beat us. Honestly. Like I've got a team that will beat all of you. All right. So, Mr. B, do you understand the assignment?
Yeah. I've got it.
Okay. All right. Well, our first story is about Harry Amass. To anyone that puts a comment in about the signing, I'll highlight it now and I'll come back to it a bit later, so it won't be forgotten. All right. Harry Amass. Now, I was really disappointed, Mr. B, that he wasn't even in the squad. But I've been given some information about Harry Amass and why he didn't play. So last year in February, Amass came with a couple of other players from the youth academy to go and train with the first team. And Ten Hag didn't think he was anywhere near the physical level. And at the end of last season, when Wilcox was appointed, Wilcox said, let's play Harry Amass and see if he's ready to, be worked into the squad next season. And Ten Hag said, no, he's not physically ready. And he wasn't even on the bench last night. So what are we thinking about this?
Ten Hag's got more control than Wilcox. It's a weird one. I don't think he's physically ready. I don't think he is. He's a good player. I don't know how they're going to get him physically ready, but he's so light. He's so slight. So on that one, I would back Ten Hag. But the fact that he wasn't in the squad, is this Ten Hag flexing his muscles, or was it a decision that they both kind of came to deciding? But if that's the case, then what are they going to do? Loan him out?
I'm not sure, because I think, right, that Ten Hag was probably right last season, that we can't just bring this young pup in when we're looking at the worst season in recorded.
Yeah, we could have destroyed him, to be fair, confidence wise as well, coming into the mess that was last season.
Yeah, the crowd was so hostile. Anthony Rashford, all these players were getting pelters and stuff. I mean, there were very few fan favourites there. So I think that was quite good from Ten Hag to sort of protect him. And I also remember that we played Rosenborg, I think, in our first game of pre-season. Was it Rosenborg?
Yeah.
The Norwegian team. They were 10 or 15 games into their season because it's Norway, it's cold and dark and things, so they have to play in the summer. So they're a summer league. And this is the first time I'd seen Amass. He got eaten alive in that game. He couldn't deal with, and they weren't the biggest team. They're extremely good pressing team, but he couldn't deal with them. And yes, they were much fitter than he was. And it was, the first game. You don't judge a game, or you don't judge a player off one half of preseason. But I think that game has really set him back, because that they saw that how when you play as a fullback, a lot of the time you're going to be the target of a press, and they targeted him, and he didn't do very well. So I think I'm on the side of Ten Hag with this. I think we've got if he's not ready, they always say, it doesn't matter about your age. If you're ready, you're ready. I don't think he's ready. And I think it's probably quite good management. I mean, have you ever managed a kid that was really good, but you just can't put them in senior men's football?
No, I play them if I've got anybody who's only half this. I don't care. I'll even lie and say they're a 35-year-old if I have to.
Well, I'm older than that, and I'd absolutely eat up your league without any problems. I'm a goal machine.
No, there you go. Yeah, I heard. Yeah. Perlo's back.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna go through some of the comments relating to that, and the first one is, why did he put Collier to the Wolves yesterday? And I haven't asked you about this.
I mean, but, I don't think he did. Obviously he thought that Collier could do a job. To be fair, Collier was probably the worst player on the pitch, but one, he was played out of position. Two, it didn't really affect the result. And three, he got 90 minutes in his legs, which a lot of these people needed. He's not a left back. Ten Hag knows he's not a left back, but players need to be kept ticking over. They can't just be training. and then you expect them to come into a game. So maybe, you know, the next couple of games, Collier's going to be used more in the position that he's used to playing in, but he's now got, you know, he's now taken the what's the word, the rust out of his legs, maybe the match rustiness out of his legs. So no, he wasn't great, but I don't think he was thrown to the wolves yesterday. We won 7-0.
I mean, what I would say about Collier is that I think it's a massive failure in recruitment that he's starting at left back, to be perfectly honest. I mean, I genuinely can't remember. It would be the last time Luke Shaw played where we had a left-footed left back. So is that March? Like, that's really bad for our club.
It's bad recruitment. I don't think we had the money, and I'm not sure if they realised Luke Shaw was going to be out for so long.
Well, I mean, like, maybe it's the case that they thought that Amas would be ready for this season. But I thought that Collier had a hard time yesterday, but it'll make him a better player. And also, you're completely correct for me about the 90 minutes. That I was really worried that he was going to be the first guy off at 60, being played out of position. They give him the full 90 minutes. He played in front of, I'm going to say, a full Old Trafford. It's always, 3,000 or 4,000 less than full for these type of games. But he got a good match day experience. He didn't put a foot wrong. And in the second half, when he was a bit more central, I think we saw that he's got the makings of a very good player. I'd just like to have seen him running more. He's got a great engine, and I'd like to have seen him sort of show that off. Right. We've got Tyrone in the house. Hello, Tyrone. Why didn't United look to loan Amas out? Simple. Have any of our loans?
Then we would have known.
I mean, Ahmad at Sunderland.
He was good at Sunderland. He was terrible at Rangers.
Yeah.
Hannibal had a couple of loans. He's done nothing. Greenwood's loan at Getafe.
Yeah, but
that was a positive one.
Yeah, that's not. You can't.
Well, yeah, all right. That. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't say positive in that round, but I'm trying to. You're right, though. Who have we?
Van der Beek, Martial. Those two players have been on loan at Sevilla and Stuttgart, I think. Like Brandon Williams is without a club, and he was on loan. I think maybe to Norwich.
Is he still without a club?
I believe so. I think Steph has brought up, would Ten Hag have played Brandon Williams if he was boss when Ollie was at the wheel? Brandon Williams was played out of position as well. He was a right back, and we played him at left back because
I don't think he was very good, Joe. He was aggressive, but I think he was stupid aggressive. I think he just played with no head. No, sometimes he played with no head, and the fact that he hasn't been kept by, and the fact that he's still, can't believe he hadn't been signed.
Yeah, maybe he's waiting out for that Saudi money. I don't know. I mean, you're right, actually. He reminded me a little bit of Eric Bailly, and I quite liked Eric Bailly. I thought he was a good signing, and he could have been a really good player. But he was just too mental. He was doing like gymnastics in the box and breakdancing and stuff. I mean, he'd been. Do you remember when he was running up and down the touchline on crutches? Like, it was just.
Oh, is that when Zlatan was there as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'd love it. But you'll know, where is Eric Bailly now? Okay. We'd said better. It still doesn't make any sense to me. Hag was lucky with that calculation. I believe he's referring to Collier, left back. Look, I agree. I don't think it was. This is why I said Johnny Evans at left back, to be honest. But look, Collier will come out knowing how to defend a little bit better in wide areas. He'll understand he'll need to use his left foot more. Like, being put out your comfort zone isn't the worst thing in the world. Certainly not on a 7-0 win. Left back was the position Amrabat got his debut versus Palace in the Carabao last season. It's like we just have a guest star at left back every year.
I mean, we had Recolon in there as well last season. I mean, I think Shaw being, if we had sold him, or if Shaw was in the last year of his contract, I think the club would have dealt with it. But I think the fact that maybe, what's he got? He's still got 3 years. I mean, look, maybe they will try and bump him off in the summer. Because
I think so.
He'll only play he'll probably only play 5 games between now and the end of the season anyway.
I think Ten Hag said yesterday that Shaw's had an injury setback. And I think that's it done for me. Like, I think he's a really good left back. I like him as a player, but
Get rid.
this is getting ridiculous.
Get rid.
Like, it's like he's been sent to prison or something. Like, not going to see him for 2 years.
He came out, had a holiday. He escaped from prison
He went back
for
in
2 weeks. Yeah, went to Germany for 2 weeks, and then they caught him on the border, and he's gone back to prison again. Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah. That's our Luke Shaw. And here's someone who's regularly caught at the border because he lives in El Paso. It's DK Wilson. Big yourself up, DK. Hope you're doing well. What are you saying here? We'd say better. They just won't buy another left back when we have 2 potential first team starters on the payroll. Is Malacia the other potential first team starter?
Yeah, that's the only other one we've got. And I said, I don't remember. Obviously, the system's changed with this inverted. Can he play inverted? It's going to be interesting to see.
Malacia can, yeah.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember last year he was underlapping more than overlapping.
Year before, you mean?
Yeah. Like, Jesus, we haven't. He's 25. We haven't seen him since he was 23, and
he didn't even wear. He never wore.
Star.
Only time he wore last season's kit was to pick up his medal.
Yeah, so he's another jailbird, basically, isn't he?
Wow.
Yes, I do remember that Drogba offside. That was a sickener. And we have 11,000 people watching and only 7 likes. Come on, boys. This isn't good enough. We've got Andrew in the house, and everyone is having an argument, but Bay is at Villarreal. He was signed from them as... So he's gone back to Villarreal.
Right, that must have been on a free then. I bet he went back on a free.
Sup, boys. It's pronounced Madlathia. Like, no, that's not how you pronounce Ugarte. Forgive the autism. Don't worry, Uncle Dubious. Sure. Everyone else in this chat is riddled with it. You fit right in. Only joking. All right. So, Mr. B, the other news of the day... unless actually, should we do some fun stuff? Should we talk about the signing?
Yeah, we'll say what.
Yeah, around.
Yeah, we'll spin it around a bit.
Okay, all right. Have you thought of someone? Because We Deserve Better has gone for Haaland. So Haaland would have replaced Martial, I think, in Ollie's team. Matty Bassett is going Zidane, but to a midfield 3. So he's dropping what, Bex or Giggs?
Who are you dropping, Matty? Who you dropping to squeeze Zidane in?
Right. Titanium is signing a 4-year-old Kylian Mbappe to replace Ronaldo. Cafu or Zanetti, both are better than Neville. I'm a big fan of Cafu, but the thing is we won trebles. And Gary Neville, actually, I think should get far more credit as being an incredible captain for Manchester United.
Yeah, but because he's a captain and not his football ability by half time, I think that's probably where...
No, he was a good footballer, Gary Neville. Like, he was brilliant right back. I know it's not
I'm not going to say brilliant. I'm not going to say he was brilliant. He was
better. Who was better than him in the league?
He won all of those trophies, so nobody was.
Exactly. Like, and he was the captain. He's got as many trophies as captain as Keane does.
Has he?
Yeah, and about the same amount of time as well. Like, I think Neville should be should get a bit more. This one from Bart isn't too bad actually. It's Yaya Toure, sort of 2012 time. He was a very good player. But Mr. B, I want to hear yours.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out who will replace in the team.
Right. Which team is it? Which is the team that needed something?
See, it wasn't the treble winning team. So you're not touching that.
Yeah.
You look at
I'm going for Moyes.
Moyes who?
Moyes' team.
Oh, Moyes' God, yeah. Do you know what?
Season.
Yeah. All right, yeah, all right, yeah. You know what?
Hang on,
Yeah, that's
hang on a second. So I'll do the question again for people who were late, Andrew. You are allowed one signing at any point in Premier League history from the Premier League or abroad or whatever for Manchester United. They've got to go into that team and they're going to replace someone in that team. So if you were to pick Zidane, you're kicking Scholes out. A good one, for example, would be signing Edwin van der Sar like 4 or 5, like after Schmeichel left, for example.
I mean, that might be the best. Oh, that's too easy. Who did Moyes have in his team? Because they just turned shit.
It would have been Jesse Lingard's breakthrough season, probably.
So that means we had Phil Jones playing.
We had Phil Jones, Mike Smalling. We would have had Carrick, Rooney, Rio, Vidic, Giggs, Robin van Persie.
Oh, wow. Is this what Moyes had?
Yeah.
But I'm not. Forget Rooney and Van Persie are staying. Rio's staying. Who was the goalie? Van der Sar.
De Gea.
De Gea. Oh shit! But he was a young De Gea, wasn't he? He was a 19-year-old De Gea.
No.
Wasn't he a baby?
No,
Yeah,
he'd have been 24 or 25.
What, with Moyes?
Yeah. He came at the same time as Evra and Vidic.
Oh shit! Okay then. Well, that's
Evra would have been there, I think, maybe.
I mean, the team wasn't bad. He just had them playing shit.
Well, should I give
But
you
it has
mine?
to be. It has. Yeah. Give me your one. Go on.
Gareth Bale
Over.
for Moyes. Over
And
Giggs.
he would have replaced over.
He'd have replaced Giggs. Because it's between 3. I narrowed it down to 3, right? One was Sergio Ramos to replace Vidic, sorry, because he was done then. Like, Rooney was done, Carrick was done, all of them were done. Like, so I'm thinking Cruz, Ramos, or Bale, but Bale's the one who scores the goals, and I think he's a fantastic player. So the signing I think that turns it around is
Bale.
Is Gareth Bale. But there's some really good shouts in chat, to be honest. First of all, Ronaldo is my favourite player ever, like R9. I don't care who we had, he goes in for me. But this one's great. Lewandowski instead of Martial.
Ooh.
Steph, I nearly said Stephanie Griffiths as soon as she wants to sign. It's Iniesta.
So he replaces.
Probably Scholes. I would get Busquets in over Iniesta and kick Carrick out of the team. We've got the best team ever. We'd have beaten Barcelona.
I want an attacking player. I'm looking for offensive. See, yeah, you're right. Rooney was clapped by then, wasn't he? I'll take fat. I would take fat Ronaldo.
What, at the age of 39? Like,
Yeah,
for the Moyes team?
I'll take him at 65.
All right, fair enough.
No, I'm not going to. I'm jesting, by the way.
Well, hello to Double A, by the way.
See, you got to think about the ages of what they were doing. My brain can't. You know they were shit at that age, like at that year. I just think of the name and think, yeah, okay, they were good. But if Carrick's legs had gone, oh God.
Toni Kroos was the best young midfielder, I think, around that time. That was the year that he moved to Real Madrid. But the reason I picked Bale over him is that I think that Bale was a Manchester United player. Fast, direct, like skillful, had that X factor. Perfect replacement for Ryan Giggs. And
somebody's got Modric in the chat.
Yeah, Modric or Benzema.
I would. Oh shit! Yeah, you know what, Stephanie, Benzema.
Who's he replacing? Rooney or Van Persie?
Rooney. Yeah, he's replacing Rooney.
Odd one from Andrew. Luis Figo in '99 over Beckham, the guy that won us a treble.
Wow.
Actually, Andrew, answer me this. You're a Welshman. Who's a better player in your eyes, Giggs or Bale? Like, no one's going to shout at you. I know we're a Man United channel, but I'd like to know that.
It's yours. You said that. Is that means that yours is Bale?
I don't think so. But if you had to, if one was if one was on top form, if they were both playing at their peak in one game, I think Bale probably had more than Giggsy because he could score goals. But Giggs had the longevity. Giggs was not a good finisher. Like compared to
I know. Yeah, I see what you mean. I know what you mean. I'm still having Giggs over Gareth Bale though.
Yeah, I think I'm taking Giggs over Bale, but I think it's quite close, to be honest. We had a choice of Robin van Persie and Lewandowski. Well, I think we got the right guy, didn't we? Fergie.
Yeah, I would have taken Van Persie. He was a monster for us that last season, man.
Oh, Carrick, Scholes, Iniesta together. It would have been good, but I'd love to have seen Busquets with Scholesy. This is a good one. Batistuta. I'm a huge fan of him. Bale. He's gone for Bale over Giggs.
Okay.
I don't necessarily think that's the worst. I actually think, I know Bart's trolling, but I don't think that is a bad shout. Instead of Maguire getting Virgil van Dijk, if you think that the defense
that's any year Maguire's been there, we don't even need to choose a year.
Yeah. Well, look, DK Wilson says Bale is better. Giggs soiled the waters for me. Bale, different gravy. Who are you shouting at, Titanium? It's Rich. Bale probably on a one-off, but not a lot in it. Giggs was very good. I think that's the thing, is I think that Giggs is just so consistent. He played at such a high level for so long that
and then changed position.
Yeah, and a beautiful assist to Michael Owen in the derby that I'll never forget. But and he's a treble winner for us. But I think that just Bale at his peak is probably better, but I don't think he reached it as many times as Giggsy did. So I'm sticking with Giggsy. And also he was the first kind of pretty boy footballer that wasn't like a princess, like the Spice Boys, even Lee Sharp and stuff like that. No one would have thought when he came on the scene advertising Reebok, he was going to be there 20 years later, still like that. So it's Giggsy.
Still wearing Reebok.
Yeah, still wearing Reebok. Giggs never played well for Wales. Bale never underperformed for Wales. Yeah, like I think Bale was really good in international football. Giggs was better than Bale. Bale and Zlatan. Maybe getting Zlatan earlier would have been a good one. Replace Rooney about 29 with Zlatan when he moved to PSG. That would be fun.
See, and my brains, I don't know the ages, so that may well have worked. But I'm going to stick with Benzema. I like the Benzema one. I think we kill a lot of teams with him in.
I think. Look what Rich has said. Sorry, RD United TV, as you've rebranded. We're rebranding to a small scale. No. He started in 1991. Kante for Carrick is a hell of a shout as well.
Oh, bloody hell.
That's a really good one. We'll look, we're going to do the Mount news and the Hoyland news, and then we'll come back to the fun stuff. I do like this one as well, Alisson for De Gea. Alisson's a very good goalkeeper. And anyone for Luke Shaw, to be honest. And then we'll get to the five-a-side one. So I want you, lads in chat, to be thinking about your five-a-side team. You're going to be playing with them. So 4 players plus you, and you're going up against me and my Orc squad, and none of you are going to beat us. I promise you. There's not a chance you can beat my team. And we'll just finish off with Rajat because he's going for Ruben Diaz over Maguire, I would think, or maybe Lindelof. I'm not sure. Right. Mount and Højlund are back in training. Whoopee. I'm very excited. Mr. B, where are they going to play?
This is lovely. It is such a beautiful problem to have.
Right.
Because last season, we had to be begging people to come back. These players, when they come back, there should be no problem with like their recovery. I don't think they would have been forced back. Maybe they've been held back a little bit too long, maybe a game too long. Whereas last year they would have been bringing him in. I think it's fantastic bath time. I think the club at the moment, you know that everybody feels like they're on a high at the moment. And the fact that these two players are coming in, and we're not saying that they're walking straight back into the team. I mean, Mount probably wouldn't do anyway, but there is an argument to have Højlund starting straight away. So I'm glad. I'm so happy. I'm glad they're back. I mean, Mount's back earlier than anticipated. I think Højlund, they've probably kept him back that extra week to make sure that he's touch and go, but they don't start. Neither of them don't start over what we've got already. And then, if it means that the forwards, it's hard because as a player, you want to play all the time. Probably want to play, you want to play the full 90, but
think of that competition in the squad, in the training, the intensity.
That's what I'm thinking about. Now, I think the levels, especially in training, would have stepped up. Players more trying to understand, maybe when they weren't taking so much notice of maybe the technical parts of it, because I'm sure that they get, things to swat up on in regards to previous games. I just think there's going to be a level increase. I really, really do. But I don't think it's going to be a bad one in regards to individual, individual competition. I don't think that's a bad thing. And I don't think the players are going to take it as a bad thing either.
Well, because Martial's gone. If you swapped his number, he'd start crying.
Yeah, no fish. I'm happy with that. What about you, bath time?
Well, I think what's really interesting about our squad at the moment is that basically only Victor Lindelof, I think, is now kind of out of the picture. When Yoro comes back, Yoro's in the picture for starting. Mount, if Mount plays,
what position is he played in?
I think number 8. I think he's in competition with Kobe now.
And not Casemiro. Because I liked Casemiro's performance yesterday. I know it was Barnsley.
I liked it as well. I thought what was really cool was that Casemiro and Eriksen were used as the second man in third man combinations. So do you remember that rondo that we saw where Dalot like exited it? They got it to Casemiro, and because Casemiro is a long-range passer, he whacked one out to Garnacho. Garnacho miscontrolled it and then tried to play Eriksen in for a finish, but he got it wrong. Do you remember this?
No.
Do you want to see it?
Oh,
I animated it earlier today.
Get in.
Do people want to see some animations?
Yes.
Okay. I think it's this one, overload to isolate. But the point that I'm making with this is essentially that I think Casemiro and Eriksen are being used really intelligently by Erik ten Hag in terms of that they've got a role in what they're doing now. Like there's a point to them being on the pitch. So I will share the screen. Can you do an impression of Yabba and talk us through this?
Let me blow this screen up.
All right, I did this really quickly today, but it's going to start out here. Look, there's Mark.
I'll show the back. Yeah, I like him. Little side flick to Ericsson. Ericsson plays the ball to Anthony, a 1-2. Casemiro into space, back to Ericsson. Oh, so where did he go? Dalot's gone down the line, and it's gone back to Casemiro. Oh, that's the long ball to Garnacho. Okay.
Yeah, so this is what I really like, is that I'm not going to draw on screen, and we're not going to do this for too long, but do you see Casemiro, Dalot, Ericsson, and Anthony?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a rondo structure, and it's also the 3-1. Do you see the 3 and then the 1?
Yeah, the wide one, yeah?
Yeah. It's not... Ten Hag uses it poorly, but the players do get into a good position. So here, we get, look, with Anthony, Ericsson, and Dalot, someone's got to come in here to make a 4 versus 3. And by the way, watching this game again, the Barnsley players are disgracefully lazy. But Casemiro comes in, and we get the rondo structure. So what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and get everyone in, it's to get everyone sucked in, and then release little Slim Shady up here, Alejandro. And we do it really, really well. Look at that blindside run. Coming in, nothing on in the box. We pull it back. Gacho. We've pulled everyone in. So this is overload to isolate, smack it out. And that is a brilliant, brilliant use of Casemiro. And with I should press stop sharing, shouldn't I? There we go. And with Garnacho's second goal, it was a third man combination where Rashford dropped in after Ugarte won the ball, played a table, Ericsson banged it over the top, Garnacho through and scores. And I think that in our team, the 2 most reliable players to do that are now Casemiro and Ericsson.
You don't think Kobe has, in the USA, you don't think Kobe's long range passing is that level.
I've never seen him do it, to be honest. I don't know if he's got the strength to hit it 40 or 50 yards.
Garnacho does it.
Yeah, but I've never seen Kobe do it, so I can't judge. And I think that Bruno's a bit too erratic when he does it. We've seen him do it all the time, but he's always trying to force it. So
I'll tell you what was nice yesterday. You're talking about Bruno forcing things. He came in and played how the team had been playing. A lot of his passes are nice and short. Bruno tends to try and be Holly. I mean, he got 2 assists coming on. How long did he play? 10 minutes? 15 minutes?
He was half an hour.
Was it? Oh, did he play half? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad that he came in and wasn't Bruno. He played how the team wanted him to play. Maybe him watching it made him realize that he doesn't have to see slapping the ball 30, 40 yards trying to find that Hollywood. It'll come eventually, and I think that's what I was more happy with yesterday. Nothing seemed to be forced in what was done.
Yeah, a lot of the time we were playing 5-a-side football. We were playing very short little combinations. I remember Bruno just tapping one around the corner for Maz to run onto on the outside. I watched it again, and they couldn't live with the movement and the pace. And it really looked like a Ferguson United out there, of everyone not just running about like headless chickens, but running into space, disrupting the block. I'd love to think that I don't want to sound like Yabba, but I'd love to think in a couple of years that people point to this game as the moment it all clicked and the players kind of got it. But to the original question about Højlund and Mount and things, I think Højlund's going to come in if Xerxes isn't scoring enough goals or if Ahmad's not scoring enough goals. And then those players know, I've got to score goals. And so that when they get their next chance, they know what they've got to do. So
you think Xerxes you don't think Xerxes has changed the way that we've played enough? Forwards need to score goals. I get it. But I think he adds so much more in possession-wise in the game. So I think if he plays, it's probably going to be more of a system change in regards to where Rashford and Garnacho or Rashford and Thingy would be lining up. Do you reckon, or do you think
maybe? Yeah, I think so. I mean, the thing is that Ericsson was playing false 9 a little bit last night. Rashford was playing false 9 a little bit last night. Maybe it's something that that he will look for his rotations on the pitch. But if Rasmus isn't playing and Xerxes keeps his place, Rasmus knows he's got to improve his combination play or he doesn't get on the pitch. Like if Mount replaces Kobe, like we can say it's like, it's because Kobe's tired and things like that. But Kobe might think I need to improve my athleticism or I need to get more venomous in the press. And the thing is that when you have that attitude in a squad, you're really looking to make training harder than a Premier League match because everyone's focused, driven, and better players. And as I was saying, with the exception of Victor Lindelof, I genuinely think that everyone is now in contention, from Johnny Evans to Anthony.
I was going to say, even Anthony, yeah?
Even Anthony, even Bayinda. I think that they're all in contention now. Like, less so with Bayinda.
Yeah.
But he put two balls. He can kick the ball longer than Onana. And he got Anthony in twice last night. And we've seen them try and do this move with Onana and Delo. And sometimes the ball's a little bit short, and it won't have got. The coaches will have noticed, like the Bayinda was able to get the distance and the pace. So maybe, who knows? But we've said better, saying that Casemiro is an 8. Yoro definitely in contention for centre back. I completely agree. Yoro was amazing pre-season. I think he has what it takes to take Martinez's spot. Yeah, Martinez hasn't been great this season.
And that's the beauty. You know what? Again, bath time. That is the beauty of. I mean, we needed to buy players, but I think we've lifted the level of our lowest player. Does that make sense? As in,
yeah, because we've got, instead of having Casemiro reserve centre back, we've got maybe Maguire, maybe Martinez at reserve centre back now.
Yeah, I just think
and they could be on their game every week.
Yeah, I love it. As I said, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with competition. I just want him. I just want them to. I want Ten Hag to give everybody a fair crack of it, so that they don't feel it's biased. Last season he was biased to so much players.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I want this season it to be a clean slate where, I know it's trade. We don't see the trading part of it, so we only see as game day. But if he trains well and plays shit, I'm not interested in what he did in training. You know what I mean? You replace him with somebody who comes on and does the job, because now really it's just Ten Hag's tactics that are going to be the issue, because all of these players seem to be quite in tune with what he's doing. I don't. It's only 2 games that we've won in a row. But 10 games and 2 clean sheets, 10 goals and 2 clean sheets.
10 goals and 2 clean sheets. I'm not turning that down.
No problem. Yeah, exactly. How long did it take us to get 10 goals last season?
Yeah. My only concern with what's going on at the moment is that fear is not, with modern day players, I don't think it's a good motivator. I think Roy Keane has spoken about how fear motivated him. And in life, most people are either motivated by fear or by greed. That's where most personal motivations can be sort of centered on. I think modern day players are mainly focused on greed, like Rashford. He wants the glory. Garnacho, he wants the glory. Do you know what I mean? Casemiro looks like someone who's motivated a bit by fear, to be honest. It's why he slides in so often. But what I want is for Ten Hag to get a balance where players can still take risks without thinking, if I misplace this pass, Garnacho's starting ahead of me for the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, it keeps him too safe then, does it?
Yeah. So I think he's got to strike the balance there. But I think that people are always talking about, like, let's get an old striker for Højlund to learn from. Competition is the best way to learn.
Yeah, agreed. Somebody who you feel is maybe not better than you in regards to that, but somebody who you feel
on the level.
On a level with, because then I think it raises both of them. If Højlund's there and we bought
Danny Ings.
All right, age-wise, Danny Ings. All right, he might learn from him, but does he feel it might be resentful in regards to, you've got this old guy coming in here, he might not be the same social what's the word? social circles that the players
Yeah.
move in, they might be thinking, oh, this old guy's coming. So that generation, yeah, I think is great. I think it's fantastic.
All right. Well, should we see what the comments think?
Yeah, let's see what they're talking about.
Titanium saying false 9 is the number 6. I don't know, but Xerxes, nice little player, but he's neither fish nor fowl. Is that Macbeth? But I know what Andrew means. Is I like Xerxes, but he's got to start scoring goals with the opportunities he's had. Like, or he can't stay in the team for me. Like, we've got to find a different way around it. Till all are one. Mr. Broccoli B looks like Obi-Wan Kenobi. All right, very up-to-date references there. 27 years ago, we beat Barnsley 7-0. Did we? They were in the Premier League.
I didn't realise it was that long, but I think that was our last year. Crazy how football works. That was our last 7-0.
Did we beat Forest 7-0 with Ollie getting like 5 after he came on as a sub? Or 4,
I think he came with, did he get 4? I think he got 4, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What's Steph got to say for herself? Flexible, interchangeable front 3 during games best. I think you've been hacked by Lucky Singh there. A bit reductionist, bar time. Yes, I'm a utilitarian, DK Wilson. Thank you for asking.
Can I just say something? I have no idea what you two just said in that last 30 seconds there.
Reductionist, it means boiling it down to its most simple form and losing a lot of the nuance of the argument.
Thank you very much. Keep it simple. Keep it more simple, DK. We know you're intelligent, but I'm not going to call out anybody in here. But maybe just cheers.
Yeah. Is it this guy that you're calling out?
And
he said you look like a cross between Lenny James and Papa Smurf. It's very unfair.
Oh, listen, look, I'll take that. I don't mind that. To be fair, it's all right. Lenny James. I used to live around the corner from him. To be fair, when we were kids.
Who is Lenny James?
I don't know. I thought you said Lenny Henry. Sorry, I have no idea who Lenny James is. But
I thought Lenny Henry's from Birmingham, surely.
He is, but he used to live in Wembley when he was on Tiswas. He used to live literally the end top of my road is 50 yards, and then 50 yards to the left. He was a miserable. So yeah, he was a miserable sod though. He just kept himself to himself, but yeah, he lived around the corner.
He's Jamaican, like his background, isn't he? I remember he used to do sketches about it.
Yeah.
Do you know the famous actor that lived near me when I was younger was Warwick Davis, the celebrity dwarf? He lived in Peterborough.
He drives a he drives
one of them cars.
He drives a big Tesla. Bro,
does he?
Yeah, man. You know the ones with the doors that open like this. Bro, you want to see how much? You want to see the? Obviously, they've had to convert the car. They've had to convert the car in it. Jesus Christ! You want to see the pedals? Sorry.
Well, I now know who Lenny James is. If he's the British guy in the Walking Dead. He's a good actor. All right. This is what we were being reductionist about. Many athletes play because they love the game and what it personally offers them. Never underestimate the want for athletes to seek to create. DK, I understand what you're saying, but one of the strongest findings in psychology is if you pay someone to do something, they fall out of love with it. Like, it doesn't matter. It's to do with intrinsic and extrinsic motivation.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We'll save that for international break when we've literally got nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
And Uncle Dubious, competition is not only there as motivation, it's contingency. Okay, I see where you go. It's why City win it all. They have 2 great teams. Player will prefer that over failing the season the second they get injured. Yeah, so you're saying that it's not just about motivating the players. It means that we've got tactical options. We've got the ability to cover for people who get injured. We can take people out. Like Haaland normally gets a rest in the season. I think in Rooney's first season, did he get 10 days off at Christmas? He was perfectly fine, but he just was given an extra holiday.
And these are the things that I would love, like Kobe, he apparently played 47 games last season, 37 for us,
Wow,
10 for England at 18.
that's too
So
much.
right. So what they're doing now, I heard this today, they are now monitoring obviously him as a specific. I would love to them to just, obviously if we've got the squad, not play him, just send him away. Take 10 days away where you can just relax. Obviously, he's probably gonna have to play before we do that. But Fergie did that. I'm sure Fergie did that quite a few. With quite a few of our players, sent them away for a little while. But I suppose when you're winning and we can't send Kobe away if we don't have cover, and I'm not sure Mountsy's cover. And I'm not sure.
Maybe Ugate's his cover. You can play Casemiro and Ugarte. But Ugarte was playing like number 8 and number 6 last night at different phases in the game. He did a lovely third man combination. I would offer to show it to you, but I want to talk about my five-a-side team instead of showing animations.
Yeah, come on then. Let's see your five-a-side team, Buff.
All right, you boys. Okay, so these are the rules once again. From any time in Premier League history, you're playing in this five-a-side team, right? So you have to decide if you're a goalkeeper, a defender, a midfielder, or a forward, and you get to pick 4 players from to play against me and Orc FC. It doesn't matter who you pick. Me and my boys are going to smash you. So, do you want my team first, or?
No, I'll give you mine because you've got yours written down, you?
Well, kind of, yeah.
I don't really want. Actually, no. You better go first.
All right, to give you all a chance, I'm putting one of my personal heroes, Andy Gorham, in goal. He was a loan signing for us once, but if it wasn't him, I put Sergio Romero in, as I think it's between him and Victor Valdez, who I think the best with the feet goalkeeper we ever had was.
Yeah, but you said five-a-side. Okay, yeah, I got you right.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My defender is Yap Stam. I don't care about Rio.
I'm taking him.
No, he's with me.
Do you know? Oh, fuck, you can't fucking do that. See,
all right, we can clone it.
It's written, yeah.
Okay, Yap Stam. I'm playing in midfield, and my midfield partner is Roy Keane. And then the striker is Wayne Rooney. And we are going to beat all of you up. I don't care who you get in. Yapstam, Keane, Rooney, me, and Andy Gorham are going to smash you all over the pitch. Get all your skillful players in. Get all your lightweight players in. Put Nani in. We'll have him. Absolutely no issues. You're not beating that team. We just won't have it.
All right. Well, look, I'm going to say that I would have to go midfield as well. Not because I'm any good, but I'm just trying to get the players in.
Who would you want to play with though? Would you want like Yorkie and Cole? Like Cole's your favorite player.
Not in a five-a-side. No, I'm taking Ronaldo in my five-a-side.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I love Andy Cole, but it's a five-a-side, so I'm going Ronaldo. I'm going Paul Scholes. I'm going me.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to go? You've chosen Stam, right?
You can take Stam if you want.
You see, but then I'm thinking now. You
want Rio, don't you?
I do, but I think I've got too much ball players, especially with me in there overshadowing Paul Scholes.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking maybe I want a dirty, like a defender who's gonna like really, go in there and
Rocco.
Yeah, I was thinking
Martinez.
I'm thinking Martinez.
I thought about Martinez as well, actually. Yeah, good ball player, aggressive.
Yeah, he'll, so what if it's a five-a-side? He's going to go in there full strength. So I'm going Martinez, me. I'm going to sound nice, isn't it? Paul Scholes, Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, goalie. Oh, five-a-side. Fabian Barthez.
Yeah.
Because he's short. I'm more thinking because he's got less, like Van der Sar's all the way up here, isn't he? So he's got to, and I'm thinking Barthez is already this low, so it's just a matter of that way. He doesn't have to do the whole bending.
Oh. Anana would be shocking at five-side. He can't.
No chance. Yeah, no chance. No chance.
I think De Gea actually might be quite good at five-a-side because of the way he saves. Like sort of saving with his feet. All right. Well, that team is getting smashed. Baby Ronaldo versus Yap, Stam, me, and Keane, not a chance. He's just getting battered. Scholesy, I think we can take him. Like Rooney is going to eat Martinez alive, and Andy Goram's going to save everything. So
no, you won't. Andy Goram's gonna. I was gonna say. Yeah, I won't say what I was gonna say.
okay,
Yeah.
All right. Now look, Big G's already cheating because he's like naming some of the greats. To be honest,
None of those played for Man United.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'll give you that. That team would beat us, I think, because Zidane, nasty bastard, Maradona, nasty bastard. R9 would just be a nightmare to play against as the fit.
What about Ronaldinho?
I think we could have him. I think we can kick him off the pitch.
Do you?
Yeah.
No chance, man.
I think he's too concerned with tricks and things like that. I've got pure winners on my team.
Timey nutmegs him in one slightly anyway. God.
All right, Tyrone's instantly lost because he's in goal against Wayne Rooney. Not a chance. Ferdinand, Scholes, Giggs, Van Persie. There's good character there, but I think you can get at Rio in five-a-side. I think he's too much of a ponce on the ball, to be honest. Like Yap is just going to get the ball and give it. I'm going to get it and give it. Keane's going to get it and give it. This lot, I'm not sure, but Van Persie's one I considered. Rajat is cheating. Neuer, Vidic, Yaya, Cristiano, Bale. That's a bloody strong team. They're all 6'2", aren't they? That's at least that's a hard team. This one, I reckon the agenda could take on. Bebby, Obertan, Weghorst, Jones, and I am Titanium. Schmeichel, do you not understand the rules? Here we go. Ben Goss, hello, it's lovely to meet you. At least you can follow the rules. I think that's a very good team, but you need to be in it then. You've got to take one of those players out and you're in it.
Yeah, come on, Ben. Let's
if those players are going up against me and my boys, you've got an extra legend in the team. It's not fair. You don't need Tool in five-a-side. You don't, Andrew, but Tool players are have got pointy elbows, and five-a-side is not like show jumping.
The flat game. You're talking
like that.
So you're one of those players who bang plays into the sideboards and stuff.
Well, look, you played street football. I played field football, right? We come smart agricultural for field football. And yeah, we do bang people about and stuff because there's no ref in my imaginary world of five-a-side here.
Oh, so we've got no. Okay, then
it's not allowed above head height.
I'm still taking my team. I'm still taking my team.
Yes, Ben. Yes, I swapped myself out for Ronaldo. It's pretty much a straight swap. No one put Big in their team. They didn't because he wasn't a Premier League player, and not very many people have seen him play here. Okay. Oh, Steph, you are a woman after my own heart. You're going the bath time route here. So Steph's in goal, and then she's got Leacher, Kino, Tevez, and Rooney. That's the hardest challenge that me and my Orcs have faced. But because you're in goal, I think we win.
That's a bit biased.
Yeah,
Steph could be 6'3". I know a lot of the England goalies, a lot of the goalies we see are 5'5". But Steph, I'm going to assume you're 6'4", madame or mademoiselle.
Yeah, but you just said that tall goalkeepers are wasted in five-a-side, so you've tripled your own argument there. So even if he agrees, we've done you. But this is our toughest match so far. Bath time has a cig and a pint at half-time type of play. I've only ever smoked 3 cigarettes in my life, Big G, unfortunately. But
that was when you was a lot younger, Bath time.
It was, yeah, and drunk. But I did used to have Swedish chewing tobacco a lot of the time, completely. It's called snoosh, and you shove it up your gums, and it gives you nicotine. So it's like nicotine without smoking.
No way.
Yeah, used to I started it in Chile, and everyone was on it. We used to sit on the bench and on the bus and everything with Swedish chewing tobacco. But I think Aaron Ramsdale has it on the bench as well, I noticed.
You serious?
Yeah. Like, has anyone else ever done, like, in chat? If you know, you know. This is a wild one from Tyrone. Tevez was amazing for Manchester United. Okay, I thought his finishing could be better, but bringing Berbatov in to undermine him was a mistake.
Berbatov, really? Tyrone, where did that come from?
Yeah, I mean, maybe we can talk. Tyrone, do you want to come on Friday? We're having a
Do you
big
know
show,
what?
aren't we?
Bath time.
Yeah.
You read my mind.
We should be in the midfield.
Bloody mind.
We'll do Steph's
I'm
team.
telling you, that it just went from my Tyrone, 9 o'clock Friday, my brother. Let us know what you're doing.
All right. I have to say, I think I would prefer Maradona for five-a-side over Messi, simply because he's stronger and dirtier.
Yeah,
but
you need a bastard.
You can't disagree with Lionel Messi as one of the greatest five-a-side players ever. You can't come. You're working as a waitress in a cocktail bar, I hope. All right. Andrew. Larsson. I'm a big fan of Henrik Larsson, and Larsson meets Gorham. It's like the old firm again. David De Gea, we're killing him. Keane and Scholes and Andrew. I wonder who the biggest whinger is, because Keane and Scholes are big whingers, but can they match Andrew's level of constant bitching? I don't know. Maybe we can run a poll. Ahmad and technically brilliant players like Bernardo are going to do well in a five-a-side game if you let them play, Rajat. Right? Five-a-side is dirtier than proper football. Like, I mean,
yeah,
I don't know what happens.
Banger. So, yeah.
Like, it's much dirtier. You can because think about it, you can do so many more fouls. You've got so many opportunities to foul, to get your elbow in. It's really good if you enjoy hurting people, I guess. Yeah. Seedorf would be a beast. It's interesting that Seedorf, in all these like Legends games, Seedorf is always man of the match. Like, you know, when like
he's
Cafu,
still. If you see it, like, he still looks like he can play football. Physically, he still looks like he can play. He ain't got no ounce of fat. You know, He looks like he's got his same football weight. So can you imagine?
Well, I always remember that there was like, when was the World Cup in South Africa? Was that 2006?
You're asking the wrong guy.
No, it's 2010. So I was in Spain, and on Spanish TV, they got Seedorf to test out the Jubelani. Seedorf had shaved his dreadlocks off and was like in South Africa, and he didn't look like Seedorf. You know, he looked like, it's like when Fellaini shaved his afro off. It was like a new guy. And there were people in the park watching this 50-year-old man smacking the ball. And at the start of the program, there were like 3 people there, and then it cut across to show who was there. And there was about 40 people who just did not understand how this old man was just doing this. It was absolutely brilliant. Vuvuzelas, yeah. God. I was going to say something really rude there, but I'm not going to. Who have we got here? Right. Double A, once again, you're bending the rules, but Rui Costa, good player. Batistuta, excellent player. Seedorf, brilliant. Yourself. I mean, midfielders that have got the same name twice, Jemba, don't tend to be that good. And Van der Sar. Imagine if Seedorf had joined Man United. Figo. Yeah. All right. There was no squad last year, Mr. B says, and Sotti. I don't know what that is about, but thank you for telling us.
Explain that one. I have no idea what you meant by that.
Nedved. Look, we've done an hour with absolutely no content other than a story I read about Harry Mass and some stuff about Mount and Hoyland. And I've really enjoyed tonight's show. If any of you, like, sort of throughout the day think of stuff like this, like best 5-side teams,
especially during international break. You know, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok. I'll say we're on TikTok. We're probably not. So yeah,
Yabba's on TikTok.
Yeah, there you go. If you've got any suggestions, You know, send them in there. At least we can try work on something to keep you guys entertained.
Yeah, because I wouldn't mind to do like the greatest five-a-side team ever. I think I've got it in my head now. What about an all-time Man United 11? I don't know, Tyrone. That feels a bit stale because like, everyone kind of does that, and I think it's more fun to put you guys in a five-a-side team and face me and my dirty bastards in your head, rather than like is Ronaldo a winger? Does he get in ahead of Beckham? What about George Best? Why is Duncan Edwards not in there? Like,
see him played in black and white.
Yeah. Andrew, how about one for the ladies? Five-a-side of the hottest players ever.
Well, we can't decide that, can we?
Maldini's got to be in there in terms of attractiveness. Like any of those Italians. Like, remember when the England team come off the plane and it's like Phil Foden in an ill-fitting suit with his shit hair, and then it cuts to the Italians and they've all got sunglasses and Armani suits on and things. Right, Steph, that's going in the notebook. We'll have to do that when Yabba's not around. He won't like that.
I like
FIFA content. If you want FIFA content, Tyrone, go on my channel and watch my Lord of the Rings FIFA 22 mashup videos.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
But look, you know, Division 1 gameplay, Mr. B. Right, look, this is what it's got to. Sydney, Sweden, and Alicia Cuthbert, centre back Bo Derek, Margot Robbie. No, you want is it Grace Jones? Who's the big one out of
Grace Jones, Rocky?
No,
Bridget Nielsen.
Well, her and Grace Jones are my centre backs. Like, isn't Grace Jones in like a James Bond film? She's a really tall black woman.
Yes, that's what film was she in? I just remember her being in. I remember her being in. Is it Harlem Nights when she's talking to Eddie Murphy about? I can't even, about you don't. Yeah.
Are you allowed to say it?
I don't know.
Forgotten.
No, I know, but I'm just not sure I can. You know what? Rather not say it. You don't go.
Yeah.
Just type. Yeah. I bet.
But those two, like Grace Jones, Bridget Nielsen, they're my centre backs. Rio and Vidic, reborn. No one's getting past those two.
Oh God!
Look, he's stolen my team. Well, we'll beat you, Retro. I fancy myself to be able to do it. All right, look. We'll ask one last question, then we're going off because Ben made me laugh earlier. Do you guys reckon Ten Hag needs top 4 or Europa League stay in the job after this season? For me, Mr. B, I think I don't think Europa League. I think he's got to be close to top 4, but I think style of play, the home crowd not booing Marcus Rashford when he doesn't dribble, things like that are more important. Like, we've got to accept we're in a rebuild with new ownership, and I think as long as it shows progress.
Really, but you know what? I would be disappointed if we don't get to. I want more points than last season. I want to hit 76 points and then see where that takes us. You know, what's that? 16, 17 points more than last season? Let us get to that and then see. I'm not sure it really will be a positional thing because, you know, we could have 3 teams that hit, 100 points. In which case, then we're that far off them. But I want a points increase in style of play.
I want goals, points increase. And I think one of the most important criteria to judge him on is how he handles Kobe, Yoro, Garnacho.
I think the club will be put in. He seems to be very computer orientated. So when they say redlining, I think the club might be putting kiboshes on that, to be fair. And maybe they'll have to plan in advance games. Sorry?
What about them developing as players? Like those are the three top. In the Golden Boy list of the 10 best young players in Europe, we've got 3 of them. I think that Ten Hag has got to develop them. We've got to see progress because with Rasmus, we never really saw any progress. Like no player has come and you've seen them improve. Like the improvements last year in Delo and McTominay, really. And I don't know how much that was down to coaching from Ten Hag. So I think that one of the big ones is there's got to be demonstrable improvements in those three players.
Yeah, but are you going to see it? So are you going to see it this year? Those improvements might take 2-3 years to come.
Well, I mean, you're already seeing an improvement with Garnacho from last
season. His numbers are stupid at the moment.
Yeah,
his numbers are ridiculous.
He's passing the ball. He's in better positions. To be honest, his touch let him down a lot last night. But I can see that Garnacho is a little bit better than he was last year. And things like decision making is not up to the management, but how he beats players, tracking back, improving in the press, like improving with when he releases the ball, all the things that the coaches can help you with. I think that we've got to see that in all of our players. But the young players in particular, because we've invested so much in Xerxes and Anthony's and Rasmus Højlunds and
our futures that save us money in 5 years because we're not having to fill a gap. Yeah, I get it. All
right, should we finish here?
Yes, we will. We will be back tomorrow.
It's like a notch time though. What are we doing tomorrow? Match preview.
Yeah, preview, innit? What day is it? Thursday? Yeah. I'm gonna should be back tomorrow. It will be a preview. Friday will be the big one, and then we'll sort out. We'll try and blackmail them on, see if we can convince them Monday to do watch along on Saturday.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, everyone. Thank you very much. If you're new here, leave a like. We've got 125,000 people watching and 16 likes. That's not good enough.
9 p.m.
Shut up,
9 p.m. We won't be late.
Yeah. All right, lack a notch, everyone. Say lack a notch.
Oh shit! Sorry, lack a notch.